Okay, it's 5:30. We will call the August 7th, 2025 board meeting to order. We have Linda over the internet present. We have Wendy, we have Ariel, and we have Michael. So we have quorum. With that said, any changes to the agenda? Okay. Then with that said, we will move on to the owner's forum. Did anybody? No. Okay. We currently don't have any owners then. So with that, we will move on to the officer reports. We start off with the review and approval of the minutes. Patients had gone ahead and sent those over via email. Does everybody have those?
Yes. Yeah.
Has everybody had a chance to read through them?
Yeah. Just read through them. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any questions, comments, concerns, or changes that anyone would like?
I did not see any.
I didn't either.
Okay. With that then, is there a motion to approve the minutes? Wendy makes a motion. Is there a second? Linda makes the second. All those in favor?
I
Aye. Okay. Approval of the, and by the way, those were the July meeting minutes. Right. With that, we move on to the treasurer's report. I went ahead and I forwarded a couple of documents over to you, Linda. I've got some printouts over here for Wendy and Michael. Pretty much the first one I'm looking at is the budget versus actual. For the most part, everything's within budget. There are a couple of items that are outside of the budget because they weren't budgeted for last year. For example, office and administrative expense, that's $500 from when the changeover with from Century to South Atlantic happened. So that's over budget. Bank service charges, it's just $6, that's over budget. We've got the storage expense of $5 a month, which we'll talk about later, but that wasn't planned for. We have the meeting room expense, which now that everything has changed with the city, we had plans for that. The CPA and the accounting, that's over budget by about $300, but that's because there were some invoices from the CPA and accounting that had not been paid for with Century, and so the accountant sent us those invoices over, and we had to go ahead and pay those to go ahead and catch them to speed. That's the reason for that. We did pay $12 in taxes, so that wasn't planned for. The other thing we do have, and I made notes on the budget versus actual itself, the text lockbox portal is a separate line, but that's included in our property management fees, so that's why you have that arrow there. And then license permits and filing fees, which is $61.25. We actually have a separate line item for that under annual corporate report. So I spoke with Vivi this afternoon, or I emailed her, and she is moving that $61.25 from licenses, permits, and filing fees over to the annual corporate report. So it'll start cleaning up the budget versus actuals by the time that the end of the year comes up. Other than that, the general repair and maintenance, the $686, that is from the signs. And I've already talked to BB, and she's already changed that where that will be coming out of reserves. So it won't show up on the, since it's a one-time change, a one-time expense, it won't show up on the budget versus actuals. Pest control should have actually been under weed control, which we have budgeted for. So again, BB has swapped that over. And then the last one, fountain repair and maintenance, I'm not sure why that's showing up down there at the bottom. That's a question that I have to have with BB.
Which one was that one?
On the bottom, on the bottom of building and groundskeeping maintenance, it says fountain repair and maintenance, but we haven't spent anything on that, and we haven't budgeted anything on that, so I'm not sure why that's even showing up. I'll have to talk to BB about that.
Okay.
But other than that, The signs are coming out of reserves, and I've also spoken with BB for the oak tree to come out of reserves also.
Okay.
Okay. With regards to collections, we do have one account that is with the attorney. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear us okay? Okay.
Yep.
We have one account which is with the attorney. I emailed the attorney today for an update, and they actually emailed back and said that as of August 1st, the homeowner had reached out to the attorney and had started to talk about a payment plan for payments. So it looks like we're
I'm
getting,
leery on that.
I know, but
We're going to talk about that later on the attorney update? Or do you want to talk about it now?
and wherever you want.
It's under unfinished business, but on that, I just don't think we should allow him to have, because he paid off once before and he went back into this. It's a habit, and I don't know if we could just go and say we want the whole thing paid off.
Okay, I can go ahead and email the attorney back and say, what do you mean by payment plan? Is he going to pay it all in one lump, or is it, what are they talking about?
Because then if he misses one, then we could call. I think we did it before. If one was missed, we called it in immediately.
Okay.
So like if they missed a payment and it wasn't there on like the midnight on that day, then we'd actually collect the whole thing. I think we did that with 3464 Country Walk. I
Okay.
think we did that where if they missed one, we got immediate payment back. But I with this, it's a habitual thing. I don't think we should allow a payment plan.
Okay, I can contact the attorney and see what they mean by payment plan, or what they arranged, or okay.
Yeah.
Below that, we have our next biggest past due account, which is with Accela, and BB actually emailed me. I asked her for an update on where they're at, and it's the first time that I'm seeing. She sent over a report from Accela, and it's the first time I'm seeing it. So I'm not quite sure how to read it, and I think she carbon copied you on this one also, Linda.
Yeah, I got it right here, but I didn't read it yet.
Yeah. So she sent over a collection status report, and they're showing pretty much everything that they've done with that account. It seems as if from what I'm seeing off the top of it, it seems like the homeowner has received a notice of intent to lien, so they're moving in that direction. It looks like, either every day or every, 2 or 4 days, they're getting some type of contact from the system. It looks like these are all automated messages coming from Accela.
Okay.
Then she also sent over a collection summary. But that's probably subject to change depending on how much stuff they're not paying.
So I'm looking at this. She's emailing that one as well. It looks like she's got like 2 different emails.
Yeah, it looks like they got a second email address from them.
Okay.
So, but that's the status on that. But it looks like at least they've got the intent to lien, so that starts the clock ticking on 45 days for an actual lien to be placed.
Right.
And that account, well, yeah, that account owes a lot of money. The remainder of the accounts that are in the red box, the way I tried to present a relatively clean report. So it's an aging summary report, and the ones that I highlighted there are amounts that are over 90 days old. Okay, so they've owed those specific amounts for over 90 days. Now, they might owe more, but those other amounts are just not as old, if that makes sense, okay? But the amounts that are in that box over 90 days, that they owe that for over 90 days. So the remainder of those accounts that are in that box, nothing's been done. Nothing's happened with those. They're not at Excella, and they're not at the attorney's office.
Okay.
Okay.
And so they should have been going. They should have, because at our last meeting, did they not just say we've had to set the resolution there, the board resolution?
Right. So
is it place? So we now send that.
Right. So I didn't know if you wanted to go over that now or go over it later with the board resolution section.
We got more resolutions, so let's do it.
Okay. But that's the status on that. So it's 2 accounts that are in collections. One with the attorney, one with Excella, and that's
And the other ones are waiting on that. So.
Correct. Other than that, that's about it for the treasurer's report. Are there any questions on the treasurer's reports?
Do you feel we're in good shape?
Financially wise?
Yeah.
For what?
We're not really in a big hole. We're doing okay. We're getting what we need. I mean, it would help if we had our back dues.
I think it depends on where you look at it. If you look at it from an annual operating budget, then we're okay, barring any unforeseen expenses or tree coming down or sprinklers breaking or anything like that. If you ask me with regards to reserves, I would say no, especially with that money from the special assessment account that we can't touch. So with regards to reserves, I would say, we don't have a zero balance, but we're not where we should be.
Okay.
And then with regards to how much money we bring in, and it's the same old story every year. But yeah, operating account wise for the annual, we're okay.
Okay. Good.
All right. Unless there's any more questions for the treasurer's report?
Just one quickie,
Absolutely.
where we have the balance columns, is that the actual?
Right, so
Okay.
that is everything they've owed. But
This is what's over.
this is what's over 90, this is what's over 60, yeah.
Okay. And then we go there and that's actual, so right, okay.
With that, manager report.
Do you have anything for us, Michael?
I have nothing at all.
They haven't passed along anything?
No. I mean, the only thing I have to talk about is later on, so.
Okay, all right, perfect. Anybody have any questions that we would like to be sent off to the manager?
I think we'll be covered on here.
Okay, perfect. With that, we'll move on to the architectural review. We've got ARB for solar panels on 3448 Country Walk Drive. I'm sorry, I'm speaking.
No, you're fine.
She can hear.
It's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I looked at it online, but
I looked at it.
showing,
I had it printed off, but I don't have it with me. So, it looked to me that we're going to put tons of solar panels on the front, the south end, or the north end, and the east, north, and west side of the house. Is that true?
Right, so they're putting it on the south, the east, and the west, correct? And the part that's on the east, which would be facing the street, is it's actually like in the little recessed portion where the entrance to the house is, I guess, between the part that bumps out for the garage and the part that bumps out, I guess, for another bedroom. So
It just seemed excessive. It seemed like there was an awful lot.
Say it again.
It seemed like there was an awful lot of panels put on that house.
I don't know. The only thing I could guess is depending on what they want to be able to power, the power demand they want. I don't.
I mean, 'cause I would say, I mean, I think the back of the house, what, the west side, is there a lot of trees back there, so they can't use that? I mean, I prefer it on the back of the house.
So, I mean, we can go ahead and we can, as an HOA, we can establish where the panels should be, but we
They
can't
can't get the
prohibit.
sun. They,
Correct.
yeah.
So,
So if you guys want them in the back, you can tell them they have to be in the back of the house,
right.
but you can't say no.
Right. And I guess he already has the back filled up, so he's got the back, he's got the side, he's got the front.
Well, yeah. Just if he doesn't get the, supposedly if they don't get the sun or the wattage or whatever it is they're supposed to be getting, then we can't tell them they can't put them on the front.
Okay.
But we can request that they don't put them there. But if they're not going to get whatever they're supposed to be getting, and I don't know what that requirement is.
Right. Right. Woman. Wendy?
Honestly, if that's what they want, I'm not going to say no. It's not my house. I don't know what else to say on that. I know resale, it makes it tough if they want to sell the house. I know it opens it up to leaking, a lot of leaking. I mean, I've watched enough
Yeah.
of the information on solar panels, but if they want to
What's your feeling, Ariel?
Well, yeah, we can't say no, so, that's one way or another on that. That's out of the question. Location-wise, obviously the best location is going to be south-facing where they can get most of the sun. That's already been taken up. The rear of the house, so it's not seen from the front, it has already been taken up. And like you said, depending on how much their power requirements are, which I don't know, they probably need those in the front. So, yeah, I don't see any.
Yeah.
It looks okay to me.
Yeah.
My only concern, I know that, and I'm not sure if you've seen this in batch or not, but my only concern is I know we had at least one property where the conduits that when they installed it, they installed them like, I don't know, 6 inches above the roof, and you can see these metal conduits just going all around across the roof. I'm not sure if that was just the installer that did that type of job, because I haven't seen those conduits be that noticeable on any other property. So that might be my only thing, but I wouldn't know where to start to go ahead and be able to regulate something like that. Or
Okay. All right. So, got to vote on it.
Well, I vote yes.
yeah,
Let them do it. Yeah.
all those in favor?
I
Aye. With that,
How do we do this? How do I sign that?
oh, it's true. Good.
I'll look at it once you guys are done signing it.
Okay.
You can sign my name if you want.
one of us can be a proxy.
Worst case scenario, I can just scan it to you via email and you can print it out and sign it.
Okay.
Well, when are you going to be? Well, yeah.
One day. I'll be back one day.
Or yeah, you can just, whatever way is easier for you.
But if you just let them know that they've been approved, that's the have to wait.
Yep.
Well, tomorrow's Friday, so.
I'm going to take that front page as well. Thank you. Was that the only one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. With that, we will move on to unfinished business updates. We have violation, calls and letters, and past due accounts. So, violation. throw that to you.
Yeah. So with the violations, I'm planning another drive-through sometime this month, and calls are being made for the ones that are not being fixed. Can't get any specific names or addresses, but the common area one, that's going to be one that's addressed. The boat is gone, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But
No.
for now.
That's over on Fox Hunt. That one,
It's somewhere in the
well,
subdivision.
it's somewhere in the
Somewhere in the subdivision. And then the parking one, the one that's parking in the
Yes.
cul-de-sac,
Yes.
Jill's getting in touch with them. And that's everything with violations. Is there any specific ones you want to go over without naming them?
How do you handle with the boats? That was hearing.
Yeah.
The boats come in, they park there, they usually get like 48 hours, 24, 48 hours. They do their cleaning, whatever, then they're supposed to move on. That's like falls in, they're in and out. How many times can they have that there?
So
Can it be there
unfortunately,
6 times a week? I mean,
yeah.
we moved it every day. Can it be there every day?
Unfortunately,
Every night?
it comes down to your guys' rules and regs and the decks and all that. If you specify, nope, can't say it. If you specify, that's the word, in the rules and regs, then you'd be able to change it. But as it sits right now, they can come in 48 hours, leave, come back another 48 hours. And there's not much we can do about it.
So our residential planning criteria, actually both our residential planning criteria and the city have time limits on it. And when we made that the last modification to the residential planning criteria, we changed it so that it reflects the same time span as the city does. So both us and the city allow for 72 hours within any continuous 30 days. So they can have the boat on their property for 72 hours, and once they take it off, they can't do it again for 30 days.
Okay, so they do. They move it and they come back. So they do it twice a week or whatever.
No, they can't. No, they can't. They can't do it twice a week. So they can't put it in there and then take it out and then be back the next weekend. They put it in there.
Doing that. So they've been doing that. So how do we? They've been doing that. So how do we correct that?
That's in your.
So with the 72 hours, if they do 10 hours one week and then 10 hours the next week, is it 72 hours like that? Or is it you have one chance to hit 72 hours, and if you don't hit your 72 hours, you still can't do it within 30 days? Because that's what it comes down to.
A good question.
Actually, I'm sorry, I read it wrong.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 72 hours for I'm sorry, for a container, like if you have a pot.
Oh.
For wait up. Wait. It's 48 hours. 48 hours, I'm sorry, I take it back. 48 hours in any continuous 30 days. And to go back to your question, it can't remain. So trailers of any kind or boats shall not be allowed to remain either on or adjacent to any lot for a period in excess of 48 hours in any continuous 30-day period for the purpose of maintenance, loading, and unloading. So much sort of. So the way I read that is, it's not cumulative. It's, you can have it, but you can't have it more than 48 hours. That's the way I read it. You can't have it for a period in excess of 48 hours in any continuous 30 days.
So that, but it's happening. I mean, they're there for a week at times, and then they're gone for a week, and then they're back for a week.
Correct. But that, are you asking me or are you asking Michael what?
That's what we've been seeing. So what's the recourse on that?
So, unfortunately, when we do the drive-thrus, we won't know how long the boat's been there. So that's when you guys can just email me and say, hey, this boat's past the amount of time, and we'll just send a violation regarding the restriction on boats.
Okay. Would you prefer that we send you a notice or an email every time we see the boat, and then you keep track of
Yeah, that's
how
fine.
many times, or you just want us to tell you it's like, hey, it's here now and it was here last week, so it's
If whatever easier for you. If you want to do it every time you drive by, oh, there it is. Then email me. That's fine. If you want to do it the other way, that's fine. Whatever's easier.
is that good with you? Or
I'm just a little confused. It's 48 hours, so say they're there 12 and leave. Is it a cumulative then? So can they come back 2 days later, another 12 hours? 4 times? Can they do that 4 times? I'm just throwing 12 hours just as an example. So then it would add up to 4. But again,
It's easy math.
it's very easy math.
I'll give you my take on it from both a technical reading the regs and a practical. So from reading the regs, I read it as you have it for 48 hours. You put the boat on your property, you can keep it there for 48 hours within 30 days. Once you take it out, then that's it. That's done. That's the way I read the rules. Now, in a practical sense, then I'm like, well, who's standing there with the stopwatch? I don't even think the homeowner's standing there with the stopwatch of when it was there. So
Yeah, this says legally you're only allowed one 48-hour period, so it's not resetting.
Okay.
So if they don't hit the 48 hours, oh well, that's your 48 hours.
Okay. A month.
Yeah.
Okay. So then it's up to.
That was according to what, Michael?
Port Orange Code summary. So yeah,
I'm sorry, what was it?
the Port Orange Code.
Okay.
That could be the future.
And that's what our
Yeah.
One, basically, yeah.
So there once a month. They could be there once a month then, right?
Right.
But beyond that, it would be up to the association or the members to go ahead and, hey, this is happening, and let South Atlantic know.
Yeah. So, all right. So we'll just keep doing what we're doing then.
Okay. Good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's with the violations. Past due accounts, we talked about those past due accounts. Do you want to get any deeper on that, or do you want to wait for board resolutions under new business?
Well, past due accounts, we have one with the attorney, or the ones that are waiting, they're going to be on the board, the resolutions, because we're going to have to do that resolution so that we can send those other ones that are past due, correct?
Okay, all right. Then, so moving on to the spring oak tree update. Actually, this is a good one for you. You were there.
Oh. Well, they did a really good job. They came in under what we wanted to pay, and they were very professional. They cleaned up everything. It's like they were never there. They even went above and beyond as far as I'm concerned, because there was a piece that I will say the president had asked about, and I wasn't going to mention it to them because it wasn't part of the overhang, and they took care of that too. So
Okay.
I think they did
Did you see the quote from the other company?
I did not. Did you?
I did. Yes.
55.
Oh,
100.
okay, then
So our
Yippee.
35 was great, but we got to 32.
7250. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I was impressed. I was impressed with their time. I was impressed with the professionalism, and of course the cost.
It's good.
So speaking of that, then, I guess we would have to officially, because we're required to have requested 2 estimates and be able to evaluate at least 2. So I guess for the minutes, we would need to certify or write down or that
Yep.
Jill requested 3 estimates and she received 2, which we evaluated. One was from
The company that we used was SB.
SB. One was from SB Tree Service for, what was it, $3,250?
3250.
$3,250, and the other one, I don't have it in front of me if you have it.
I have it someplace.
I did.
Well, see. It's SB. But. And I didn't delete mine. It's from Above and Beyond. Okay. Where is it? Above and Beyond Tree Care.
Okay, and that one was for how much?
5,500.
55. So at least we can check that box off. We requested 3, we got 2, and we went with SB.
Yeah.
Cool. Ready?
Wes.
Any other questions on Spring Oak Tree update?
Nope.
Moving on to storage items. So Michael went ahead and brought the box over. Sorry, that's all right. And we were actually looking over some of the documents before the meeting.
About what the box I got looks like too.
So now there are it's a mixture of photocopies, but some originals. Now there aren't any document originals in here in regards to official documents from the association, like covenants and restrictions, bylaws, or anything like that. The reason we were talking with Michael is because all of the official documents were written when the county used to put them on microfiche. And so they're on microfiche over at the land, and everything that comes out of there is always going to be photocopied. So there's technically no originals in the box. Now, some of the originals that are in here, there's some printouts like of certified letters that were sent out in the past by Century. There's also some notarized, for example, this one is a notarized affidavit about one of the annual meetings. So this one actually has a stamp from the notary. That would be original.
Now, we need to keep this for over 7 years on those two.
The recommended is 7 years. So what you guys decide to do after 7 years is up to you guys.
But because they're not original documents that say for the HOA, they're just original documents like for letters or whatnot. We don't need to keep after 7 years.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So it's up to the board, you know, what we want to do. And if we want to go ahead and keep this, that's fine. I'll just try to budget for it for next year. That way, you know, we're not running a deficit on that. So now, with that said, let me just add. I did add there are no originals in here. I did have at the house the original for the re-recording of the covenants and the original for the amendment to the bylaws when the bylaws were completely redone.
Now, are those originals, do they need to be, we already filed them. So do they need to be stamped or notarized or anything?
So these are stamped. These have the original stamps on. Okay? And then the other thing that I have are the original blueprints for the subdivision.
Okay. No, that should be kept. Wow. Yeah, I can't look. It's hard to see it.
Well, they're blue
And they're prints.
and they're printed. It's pretty much what it is you know that diagram that floats around that has all the lots. That's a miniaturized version of this.
Okay.
These actually have the seal from when they were done and the signatures.
And they're legible still?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Is that all I could see was blue?
These are in good shape.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember who gave these to me, but when they gave them to me and I looked at it, I was like, wow, yeah.
All right, so just that and those other papers are basically the only things that really need to be kept. So would the county have those on record?
So the county, yes, the county, because these are filed with the county. Now, with regards to these, I don't know. I don't know where these would be. Now, I remember Patience said, I think, yeah, you were here last meeting. Patience said that even though they're filed with the county, it's either good practice or required, I can't remember which one, to keep the originals with the originals.
It's required.
It's required
Yeah.
to keep the originals with the original stamp. So, yeah.
So we have something that has to be kept. No, because we've got to keep those, we've got to keep that, the planning. And I don't know what's in that box I got from Bart.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can look it over, but
Okay. So at this point, let's budget for one box, because I think everything would fit in one box. That's $5. So
okay. Wendy?
that way
I agree.
we'll have it. That way if something happens to you, me, or Wendy, we know that it's safe at the management company.
Okay. So now, does anybody go into this box every so often and see what's already expired the 7 years and take it out, or no?
That's up to us.
Just
Yeah.
okay. So we're gonna keep the box then.
Keep that box, well, what's in there. If you can keep it, we can go through it. Because it needs to be whittled through, right?
It's 7 years is the max. So anything before 7. Well, let me put it to you this way. I think everything or most of the stuff that's in here is from the Century era, and I don't think we had Century more than 7 years ago. The date that they started is not more than 7 years ago. So most likely everything in here is 7 years, younger than 7 years.
Okay. So keep the box up?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, like you've got some stuff here that's stamped 2020, and these are proxies. So you've got proxies in here for 2020. So
Yeah.
we can review the box in about 2 more years.
Okay.
So
The plan.
just so that I wash my hands of this, the original re-recording and the original amendment to the bylaws is going inside the box.
Okay.
Right.
Now, do we pay a separate fee because our two won't fit in the box?
Well, that was another question.
You asked
I'll
my,
let you talk about that one while I try to.
The way that I said it is we can put the tube in the box and just not shut the lid.
Okay.
I can't imagine that we would charge you another $5 for the tube because it's not a box. So what I'll do tomorrow is when I bring it back to the Daytona office, I'll be like, hey, they have a tube. It won't fit in the box, but it's not as big as a box. And then I'll see the answer and I'll email you guys.
Just get a big bungee cord and wrap it around the box with its food.
No. So everything here is organized in folders for like meetings.
Yeah. If you want, you can
There's
just
something in there
if you want, you can just put yours all the way at the end.
at the end.
Yeah, and I'll let them know that you added stuff to it, and then they can organize it how they like.
Slip. Yeah, there.
Right.
So it's at the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't add that much
we can
more.
just cut a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show that. Actually, I'm actually tempted to do this. All right, so here's the box.
And what do we do with these?
Nothing. Those were only if you guys decided to keep it.
Okay.
Any other questions on storage items?
No.
Yep. Moving on to account with the attorney update. That's pretty much what we got. I'll go ahead and I'll contact what we mentioned earlier. I'll go ahead and I'll contact the attorney to see what they actually are intending with the payment plan or with the payback. Any questions on that?
Yeah, I just find we've been through this before when why we have to keep doing a payment plan. And I think that was the thing before, they didn't complete the payment plan.
Okay.
So, because he's been there before, so can they get the history on now?
Okay. I'll go ahead and look into that. Okay. Lawn company. So, do you have more info on that, or?
No, just that I just want to say that they started. Some people have said that they have noticed a big improvement on that. So, yay for us. I guess once I get down to property maintenance, that's part of the lawn company as well. So I could put that in there now if you want. Or we can wait till the end. Let's wait till after the end, because he proposed a few other things that they could do for us. So I'll put it down at the bottom.
So, I'm sorry, we're putting what at the end? I'm sorry, I was looking.
So property
Down at the end,
maintenance.
there's already says property maintenance. I was going to add that long stuff into that one. She's gonna.
Okay.
I talked to him about a few other things, so after I made the agenda. So we're on a new business.
Okay, moving on to new business, the 2026 budget. So, this is pretty much, we're starting to get into that time of the year where we're starting to look at next year's budget. So pretty much all I wanted to do on this one was put out feelers to see if anybody wanted or knew of any budget item that we wanted to plan for next year. You know how this year we got unexpected stuff with the box fees or whatever. If there was anything that, hey, we need to look out for this.
I don't have any.
Okay.
I defer to your judgment on that because you see that most frequently on what we have.
One of the things that I was going to try to put into the budget is tree maintenance. So whether it's for minor tree maintenance or for tree inspections of our oak trees or anything like that, try to put in. It's not going to be too much, because any major stuff is probably going to have to end up coming out of reserves. But at least maybe a couple of hundred to be able to go ahead and do a tree inspection or tree pruning or whatever. I'm already planning on adding in the tech lockbox portal that is broken up by South Atlantic. So those are kind of the small little changes, but no additional topic or items that anybody wants.
Well, you're covering the maintenance for signs, right?
Right.
That's like we have our hurricane reserve. We have ground maintenance for sprinklers and stuff already done, so I think everything is there. So
Okay.
then the little things that we missed along the year.
Okay.
Need to update.
The second part of this that I wanted to throw out, just to figure out what we want to do. I know that we have our annual members meeting in October, and we coincided with approving the budget in October. but technically it's not required. The budget just needs to be approved by the board, and that can be done whenever, as long as we give the homeowners notice. So I guess, just so that I know how much time I have to work with, are we still planning, are we still wanting to review and approve the budget in October, or do we want to do it in November? Do we want to do it in December? I just want to know for planning purposes.
Okay, I got a text or an email from Patience. I'm gonna say to email.
I will say we etched it in at the same time as your guys' annual,
Oh.
but that was one of my questions, is
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
a date.
Patience sent me that. She asked me that question the other day.
Yeah.
Normally that's what we do.
Okay.
So I don't know. I guess we gotta see what I haven't find email.
But yeah, that's one of the things she told me to ask was if you guys have a date, if you guys want to do it at the same time as the annual, it's up to you guys.
Okay.
Oh, we forgot to add on there. Hold on, I just found this email. Sure. You write it down before it's the bed. So we'll get back to it. I'm trying to find the one from Patience about.
Sure, for this is talking.
What?
And
There we go. That was like Jill. And I just read it over again today. So I gotta remember that.
awesome. Thank you.
I don't know. She sent it to me and I can't find it.
Okay. Well, I mean, Michael's telling me here that it's up to us. So I guess, Wendy, do you have?
I don't. No. Any time is good, whether we do it at the annual. I mean, I don't know how much time we'll have. Do we want to just schedule it for maybe December? Or how do you feel? What do we have the halls for? An hour? 2 hours?
Oh, I think it's it's about 2 hours, but it's probably about an hour and a half.
Okay.
But between
So-
setup and tear down, which is not much. But
No, but will that give us enough time to go over everything? Or I don't want to push it. I don't want it rushed.
my only take with the budget, and it's not a big thing. Okay, it's 2 months less that we have to see the expenses to be able to plan for the next year. You see what I'm saying? So instead of being able to see let's say an 11-month history for the year to plan for next year, we're only seeing a 10 or actually a 9-month history, because we'll have it done by 10.
Well, we actually have to have it done though by the annual meeting because we have to inform the homeowners that, but we don't have to vote on it yet. But we have to give them a proposed budget.
Right, but it doesn't have to be by the annual meeting.
Oh, I thought it did. That
I mean, how much do you know how much the notice in advance is that you have to tell
For,
when we do the budget?
yeah, give me 1 second.
Because the budget is approved by the board at a board meeting. It's not approved by the members at an annual meeting. We just have to tell the homeowners, hey, this is what we're going to do.
Budget meetings is 48 hours.
48 hours.
Yeah.
48 hours.
Say again?
Normally we have the budget done for that meeting.
Right, normally you do, but Michael just said, so it's 48-hour notice that we have to tell the homeowners. So technically, if you wanted to do it on Sunday, you send out a notice today and you go ahead and you modify the budget on Sunday or on Monday. So all I'm saying is it doesn't have to coincide with the annual meeting. It just so happens that it's been done that way in the past. So do you want to continue, or do we want to continue doing it that way or not, or do you want more time or not? It does either way.
So we could actually have it then in November or the December meeting. You say we could vote on it, pass it.
Right. And actually,
Okay.
what you could do is, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Look, when we send out the notices for the annual meeting, if we wanted to save on postage and not having to send out another notice, we could just include it in the notice for the annual meeting. It's like, hey, oh, by the way, in November and December, we're gonna review the budget. So if you want,
We would just need to know the exact date.
right?
All right, so I agree with that. That's good.
You like that?
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
So, do you want to plan, say, at our November board meeting, to go ahead and plan on reviewing the budget? Or do you want to do it at the December meeting? It doesn't matter. What?
Sometimes in December we might not have a meeting, I think. So let's try November.
November? Okay, and we said we were going to do our meetings the first Thursday of every month, right?
Yeah. Anyway, we don't have to rush holidays and all that.
So that would be the 6th?
The first Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So November 6th,
Okay.
we're going to review the budget then?
So that will be a regular board meeting as well as the budget meeting.
Right.
Same time.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Right.
Now, with that also, if you guys want to do a pre-workshop with Phoebe, with the accounting team, just send her an email or call, letting her know that you want to do a pre-workshop of the budget, and she'll do it. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Are we going to do that before October, or are we going to do that after the meeting in October? Because we need to send that proposed budget, do we not? So when would we meet with BB? Before the October meeting or after the October meeting?
Well, we would need to do it before the October meeting.
Yeah. We could do it September, October. Okay.
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 So with that, any more questions on that? Okay. The annual meeting notification. Do you have a motion?
Nope.
So I guess with that is, does South Atlantic know what the docs say on our notification requirements?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're common,
Yeah. Okay.
but if you want to tell me.
I didn't know
Yeah.
if you guys knew about it or not. So
We're not common.
yeah, we're not. We're definitely not. So when our bylaws were changed, we changed it where it's more reflective of condominium
Okay.
than of HOAs. So let me see. Less waived annual and special meetings of membership. Notice of all member meetings, regular or special, shall be given by the secretary of the association to each member. Unless waived in writing, such notice shall be written or printed and shall state the time and place of the purpose for which the meeting is called. Such notice shall be mailed or transmitted electronically to each member who previously consented to receive notice electronically per Florida Statute 720.703. No less than 14 days nor more than 60 days before the date set for such meeting. If mailed, such notice shall be deemed to be properly given when deposited in the United States mail, addressed to the member at his post office address that appears on record in the association, yada, yada, yada. There is one more thing.
And that is also the board members' applications or whatever.
Correct.
Whatever they call it.
Yeah, and I was looking for that. Okay, prior to an election of directors, a first notice of meeting along with a notice of candidacy form shall be sent out as per Article 3, Section 3 of these bylaws. All candidates for the election of directors, regardless of having held a director position in the past, must present their notice of candidacy no less than 30 days prior to the posted meeting date at which the election will be held. And the association will not allow nominations at the meeting. Then after that, the names of all candidates for the election of directors, along with the printed agenda and ballots, shall be made available to all association members through a second notice of meeting sent via mail, electronic communication to each member who previously consented to receive notice electronically, or via the printed agenda, no less than 14 days nor more than 30 days before the date set for such meeting. So there's a first notice that's sent out, and then there's a second notice. Sure, that makes sense.
Yep.
Because I know if I was listening to it, it wouldn't make sense to me.
It's
So-
pretty much the same thing as condos, just the days are a little bit different. These condos are 40 days, yours is just 30.
Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty much 30 days. Who wants to be a board member? They respond. And then the second one, no less than 14 with the name.
Yep, with all their information.
Question on that? Clear as mud?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, moving on to board resolutions. So, you want to take this one, or?
No, you have, I didn't bring them with me. We have the ones that we needed, that we passed before, but they needed to be voted on. What do we need to do? We
So-
need to get them.
No, so this is one thing leading to another. Okay? So we have the properties that have an amount that are past due. Okay? And they're supposed to go to Excel. But then they didn't go to Excel, and Excel is saying that, well, they need a board well, first of all, we were told by Excel that they needed to know how long an account was past due before we sent the out. We had a meeting early in the year. We said 60 days. Okay. We put that in the minutes. Everything's fine. We filled out a form saying 60 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing happened. I got together with BB. BB got, again, together with Excella. And then it was, well, now you need a board resolution. Okay. So that's where last meeting, patient said, yeah, you're going to need a board resolution. And, oh, by the way, if you guys have other board resolutions, when we do this board resolution, we can, register them with the county and so on and so forth. But the main thing that's leading to this is we've got these properties that are not getting anything done with Excella.
Yeah.
And first Excella tells us, like, oh, it's 60 days. Well, now we need a board resolution. So it's like, I guess the short answer is, what do we need to get done, and let's get it done.
So, from my understanding, is they're just waiting on the board resolution. That's all they need now. And the other one is e-voting, which I think we talked about last meeting also, electronic voting, and that just needs a board resolution too. Tomorrow, I'll contact BB and just double check regarding Excella. But it's not preventing you from using them now if you don't do board resolution.
But they're not going.
Correct, which is what I will talk to BB about tomorrow and see why they're not going. But you don't need the board resolution to use Excel. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either. So I'll get in contact with BB, get it all figured out, and then I'll shoot all three of you an email. Okay.
But it protects us if we have the board resolution, right?
Correct.
All right. So if they don't pass that board resolution, so the one, for the electronic signing, or electronic vote, is that one?
E-voting, electronic voting.
E-voting?
Yeah.
Are we, if we're gonna allow that or not?
Now, let me just interject since we're talking about e-voting, because when we redid our bylaws, we did put in there a provision to allow for e-voting. So we need a board resolution on top of what's allowed by law.
Due to Florida statute.
Okay. I don't know how a document that was agreed by all the homeowners trumps it. Well,
It's one of those weird things about Florida. Florida is also the only people that allows them to opt out or opt in. You have to have an opt-in form and an opt-out form.
okay.
So Florida's just weird.
The e-voting, though, what does it cover? Does it cover voting for board members? What does it cover?
All voting. Yep.
Now let me ask you a question. But go ahead.
What is it if we're voting on, we wanted to increase dues and all that stuff, where we need an X amount of, what is it, 2/3 of the membership or whatever? So that includes that?
Yes.
E-voting?
Yep.
Now, if we were to ever use e-voting, that's an additional charge to use e-voting, or is that included?
I'm not sure. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, we already have it in our docs, right? In the amendments.
Right. But the reason why I ask is because again, I want to wait for Michael's answer, but as far as I've always known, you need, in order to do e-voting, it's not like homeowners can just send out an email and say, I'm in favor, I'm against. You need a regulated system, which is offered by third parties, and you have to pay for that. So that's,
But just because we have the resolution and we have in our amendments, we don't have to offer it.
as far as I understand, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, once we decide to vote on a board resolution, we have to send out notice.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you know, it happened to know off the top of your head. No. Okay. So we've had board resolutions, and that's how these other board resolutions came into play.
Yeah.
Is that we've had board resolutions in the past that the board has approved, but because Florida law, I guess, didn't require it at that time,
Yeah.
it was just done at a regular meeting. So if we need to go ahead and give notice now for those old resolutions to be in effect, if we need to give notice, then I guess it would benefit us to kind of package all our resolutions into one meeting and get them all done.
Yeah.
I don't
correct.
think we would have to. If we didn't have to have that notice before, they're not going to make us go back and change all our board resolutions and send them out at that point. So anything, we just need to make sure they're filed, I would think, that we don't have to. If it wasn't required to send them out at that point, why would we have to send them out that?
That I don't know.
Well, I know that's why Patience brought up if you have multiple board resolutions, do them all at the same time, so the notices can go out at the same time. So I'm not too sure either. I'm waiting on an answer from Patience. She did just say that she's not sure about the additional charge either. That's more up to, we'll know more from Karen and Chris. Karen's HR, Chris is the owner. So we're not too sure yet. And then what was the question that I'm asking right now?
So if we've had board resolutions that we approved in the past, just a regular board,
Yeah.
now with the Florida law that's changed, even though those were approved, do we need to bundle all those together and reapprove them with?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay. Then we would just be looking at, and we would still be able to register those with the county.
Yep.
So we're probably just looking at the e-voting and the Excella resolution that we would need.
So we need to make a motion. Do we need to know what the resolution says? Do we have that written out? Or do we just have to pass the resolution?
We would just need to pass the resolution whenever we find out how much advance notice we need to give the homeowners.
Okay, so we still can't pass them today.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So we're still looking for more information on that.
Correct. and meanwhile, I guess the other accounts with Acceler or that are not with Acceler.
Well,
What do you mean by we can still use them?
so the ones that you like right now, there's one with Excella, right, or two. So if you tell us, oh hey, we want them to go with Excella, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure we can just say, all right, we'll go ahead and pass them along. If I'm not wrong, I think someone in the accounting team today told me that they sent 6 to them today. Like today, though. Like it just happened.
I checked this afternoon and I didn't see any again. But
They told me at like 4 p.m. Yeah. So she was like, if they bring it up, just tell them that it just happened though today. So and then with the e-voting and Excella,
they should
okay.
on the portal.
Okay, I'll bring it up to the one who brought it up to me today. But with the e-voting and Excella, we are doing a mass meeting with all of our properties via Zoom,
Okay.
where you break out rooms. And she just told me that usually board resolutions are a 2-week notice, so they need a 2-week notice of it. But we're gonna do a mass meeting with every single property that we manage, all on Zoom, breakout rooms. Do you agree? Yes, yes, yes. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be simple.
What do you mean? I'm not following.
So all the properties that we manage,
Right.
we're gonna bring them into a Zoom. Gonna do breakout rooms, and that's where you're all gonna do the board resolutions. If you guys want to do, if you're voting yes for e-voting or yes for Excel,
And you would send out a notice. to
A 2-week
all
notice,
homeowners?
yes.
Okay. Okay.
and we don't have an exact date yet, but we're trying to pencil it in.
Okay. Did you get that, Linda?
I think so. They're going to have a meeting, and what I thought
So what it sounds like.
is our whole, you, me, Wendy, and the 3 of us would be at that meeting, and we vote yes, then that it's approved that there's e-voting in itself.
Yep.
Correct. And there would be a 2-week notice or a notice sent out to all the homeowners that Zoom meeting is going to be held to approve or to review those resolutions. Correct.
Okay. So it's, okay. So
So
it's just an extra meeting that they would hold, that it's held for everybody that they worked, but,
Correct.
okay.
So that wouldn't be before we got all the information, like whether there's a fee for the e-voting, we don't know, or?
Well, I hope we'll know. Again, it's one of those things where we're just waiting on communication from who we're using to the owner and then the owner to us. But I'm hoping we would know before the vote. But I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you we will.
Right.
But
Does that mean anything over, we won't have to worry about anything over 60 days? After that point, it'll just automatically go to Excel?
correct, yes.
We don't, I mean, we will still be watching for
Yeah.
it, but it should automatically just
Yep.
roll into there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Good.
But moving on to property maintenance.
Can we do before we do property maintenance?
Yes.
Forgot to do this up there in that 3457 Martingale. They wanted that tree taken down, and we asked B&B and Jill if they could get the arborist report. And I haven't seen that yet.
Which tree?
3457.
3457 Martingale.
Yeah.
Has anybody got that report?
No. If it was, because we were still unsure of which tree it was. We saw on Google Maps that they had a palm tree in the front yard, but we weren't sure if that was a palm tree or not. What I can tell you is that if it was that palm tree, that palm tree is no longer there. So,
But, well, I thought it was the one that was in the backyard, they said, because it was the roots was.
Oh, you're talking about the
We're talking
big
about-
O. Oh, I'm talking
Yeah,
about,
yeah,
oh,
the
I'm
pond,
sorry.
I think we already took
I'm
care of
sorry.
the pond.
Oh. Yeah, no,
That had the raccoons, right?
yeah, the one with the raccoon. That ARB was denied. But yet, I believe the tree might have already been taken down. I'm sorry, I took you off track.
No, that's good. No, I was the one, because we asked
The
Jim.
one with the roots, yeah, the one that's a house that's
Yeah.
for sale, yeah.
Yeah,
What's in anything?
so we didn't get any more information on that one. Okay.
No, not that I know. Michael, no.
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's the second street, so.
Minutes.
It's-
Good.
Okay. Property maintenance, branches trimmed. Is that something you wanted to address?
Yeah, the new property, with lawn company, they said they could, well, you and I were talking, it was awesome. That if we wanted to hire one of those chainsaw things, we could do that, get our volunteers to pick up some of those branches that we would drop down. And, at the same time, just after we were talking, the lawn guy said that they could do some of that too. They could pick them up. They could drop them and pick them up. They have a bucket truck or something that they could get some stuff with. It would be an extra cost if we wanted them to do some of the trimming.
Well, I guess are they referring to tall branches? Because I guess what we were talking about is just the stuff that's, low to the ground.
Well, that's what the contract do, is do the stuff that's low to the ground. That's in the contract. If we wanted extra stuff done that's higher up than what they're contracted for, they could do that as well.
Now, is the new lawn company going to do the low stuff that's to the ground, even though lawn enforcement, even though it's a problem that's inherited from lawn enforcement, that they didn't do it?
I didn't clarify that way, but that was their contract that they would do.
Okay.
So I think they should still do some of it.
Okay.
So we're talking about any of the overhanging branches. They would trim them back, say like on Country Manor. Sometimes it grows over the
Yes.
sidewalks.
Because
They would do that. They're responsible for that.
That's what's in their contract. Yes.
the topic, the way it came out is because law enforcement didn't do it.
Right.
And now this new company inherited the non-compliance of law enforcement.
Right.
So are they going to trim all of these branches that haven't been taken care of in a while? Or do we have to do it and they start out with a clean slate?
I'm assuming they're going to do it because he said he would. That's in their contract. But if we wanted anything higher up, they could achieve some of that trimming.
Okay.
They couldn't do what they did over at Spring Oak, but they could do some of the other branches that are a little bit higher.
Is that something that can be case by case, kind of, if we talked about getting the
Yeah.
volunteers and whatever, and we can like see what the cost, it would be added cost. It's not going to be something that we'd have to build
Right.
into yearly. It would be as needed.
It'll be added, and it would be as needed.
Right.
So, yes, they could do some of it, but in the meantime, I've got another phone call about that one that Richard pulling out of Country Manor onto Saul's.
Yeah.
That one that's hanging real low and interrupts with some visibility.
Well,
Do you have a problem when you go out that way, Wendy?
No, I don't. We've had that discussion, and I've been. What are we talking about? And we have a low vehicle and a high vehicle,
Yeah,
so
I don't know. I don't go out there that often, but when I do, I haven't had a problem.
no,
Let me out here.
there's a lot more.
Uh,
I see problems in other communities trying to pull out of their roads. Quite honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see a problem. Do you? Have you been through that?
I I mean, I drive from Prius, so
Yeah.
it's low to the ground. I personally haven't had an issue with it. I've had a homeowner say, well, I drive a taller truck or vehicle, and they said that they had a problem with it. Yesterday, when I was putting the lights on the sign, I had another homeowner walk by and said, "What's being done about that low branch?" I said, "I don't know." And they said, "Well, I'm going to grab my broom saw and go take care of it." I said, "Okay."
Go ahead. There you go. Yeah. It's either that or personally, I think it's the city because it's the city roads and it's creating a hazard. Contact the city.
That's what I thought too. That's it overlaps. It's there.
Let's take it down. Let's go. We'll contact the city.
Okay, sounds good. Works for me.
The Swale Country Walk and Country Manor. I think we talked, was it last meeting, Ariel? Was it in between the meeting? You cleaned up that branch that I found in there?
Well, in between meetings was when that tree fell down, and we went back there to take a look at it. We looked at the sweat.
Yeah, okay. So Ariel cleaned all that up. Also, the swale, we walked down there. It's gotten some issues where it's not quite level or whatever. But Ariel was discussing maybe take some of that dirt, just spread it out on the swale. Also, the log company he's got dump trucks. He said he could put it in a truck. He could excavate it out. So if we can't do it, they can always help us out with that, I think. And we're not going to contact somebody that would do DEC work to make sure it's environmentally friendly. And I asked him about that. He said, he goes, you're just moving it. You're good. He didn't say anything about, they would take care of the dirt. Or we take the dirt and spread it where we need to. And that would take care of some of that swell. So that's just some food for thought and what we might need to do there.
And that's with the lawn company we have.
Yep. So, we just need to, I think the three of us need to go down there with the lawn company one night or one day, say this is what's going on, what can you do or what can we do? Then I was looking at, if it's a cost and that we have that in reserve, this money that we did when we did the swale and the drainage pipe would be an easy convert over to use for the swale. Because it's still the same realm of work, but slightly different.
Yep.
So I just want to put that out there for a sheet for a thought because it's going to have to, something's going to have to be done. Because that one house that was putting the pool in, they ran all that water down in the swale, and that swale is full of that. There's a big puddle down there, and it came out from that house. Looks like.
Okay. And what's this volunteers to help? Is that just a general call?
Well, that's if we cut those branches down ourselves, there would be volunteers to help. So we either do it, we cut them down and move up, or we hire the lawn company to do it.
Noting that we are on a very tight budget. So volunteers is highly
Yeah. I mean,
appreciated.
yeah. But it's just, it was this, if we're going to do it, Ariel was saying, well, we could put one of those chain pole saws and cut some of this stuff down ourselves. Well,
I mean, I think if the lawn company says, hey, no, we're not going to do it because this was somebody, law enforcement's issue that they inherit. If we decided to do it, an option would be to rent a pole saw, go around, cut all the low-hanging branches, and then just get volunteers to go ahead and help pull all these branches out to the street so that the city can go ahead and collect.
I mean, are they inheriting a problem, or is this like, they're not looking at it? I'm a little confused with that. They shouldn't even see it as,
I don't believe they're going to be having time to trim anything until the growing season starts, till fall or winter.
right,
That's normally when they have time to do those things. If we want them done before that, we're going to have to do it ourselves.
okay,
But they should still
right,
cut back things that need to be cut back.
right,
I mean, they're already picking up, they're doing a lot more pickup of the branches and not mowing around branches
right.
that law enforcement did.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. They haven't run over any sprinklers. I haven't seen that. Did you?
I'll be honest with you, with the whole thing with the size, I haven't had time to go over there and check all of the sprinklers.
Yeah, I haven't noticed any other than that one that, but I don't think that was them. Or they identified that one
Yeah, I
that
have
it
to go
walked.
out and check.
That was a while ago.
Okay.
Right.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
Okay. That brings us to the end of the agenda. Anything else that anybody wants to, I guess, open board member comments? Right?
I thank you, Ariel, for all you've done.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're a machine. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But
really,
no,
and
it's
very nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I do it for the community.
Yeah,
I like.
definitely like it.
I know it sounds.
No, it
cliche,
doesn't.
but I like do it.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. With that said, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second? All those in favor?
Hey.
It is 6:52. Meeting is adjourned.